everyone, Sully here from Black Ops Toys coming at you today with an unboxing of this guy. This is made by Premier Toys. This is one of my favorite characters of all time. I say that a lot, but this is one of my favorite characters of all time. And I'm waiting for a figure that I could get my hands on because so many like one-off customizers made some of these, and if they made multiples, and when I say one-off customizers, I mean somebody that literally builds a figure from ground up, uses parts, and then makes a lot of parts to form a figure that's like all handmade. And those figures were going for anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 at one point. And now we have a version that came out that I could actually get my hands on, and I'm happy to say that I have now landed the Wasteland Gladiator. Now, this is based off of the Mel Gibson character of Mad Max. Let's go ahead and dig in. So they call it the Wasteland Gladiator, and you can see I love this car, one of my favorite cars of all time. If you know which car this is from the movie, make sure that you leave that in the comments below, because it is awesome, and I absolutely love it. I have a couple models of the full metal models, so very, very cool. So anyway, they write Wasteland Gladiator on the box, and the reason is for copyright protection. So this is basically a custom based on something, but they can't call it Road Warrior. They can't call it the Road Warrior. They can't call it Mad Max. Otherwise, it gets seized by customs. Let's go ahead and dig in. Pop that off. And it's a rare thing when I open box stuff that's in my personal collection that I'm keeping. I think we only have one of these left, if any, but this is going to be mine. It's going on my shelf. So. 2 trays, bottom tray, top tray, and these guys did a smart thing and they made that box as compact as possible. This reminds me of the Sideshow collectibles figure boxes like from the horror series, but very, very streamlined, very small, perfect for shipping. So right here you have obviously a Wasteland Gladiator name-plated stand, and you do have the famous dog. And again, if you know what kind of dog this is, make sure that you leave that in the comments below. But you can see it's pretty darn amazing. And then you do get some hands, and you do get a saddle style stand that just fits right in there. And we're gonna go ahead and show you this box, because I'm basically gonna leave this in the box for a while until I get a good space for it. But I really just wanted to show you guys this because it's one of my favorite figures, like my favorite characters of all time. So, a couple things we noticed right out of the box. These guys right here comes with all the little tools. These are not metal. So when a lot of the famous customizers were making their versions, they would make stuff like this out of real metal, all hand done, okay? Not mass produced, in other words. But this is obviously molded. It does have a great paint app, looks like metal, not metal, okay? And then you do have a boot knife. That's a really nice knife. They did a good job on that. So also plastic. But again, you can see if somebody made that out of metal, why it would cost so much. So very, very cool. You do have his little hatchet. So a lot of this stuff isn't as accurate as possible, but still, I mean, for a dressed figure with some gear on them, it's going to look just like the real thing. Most people won't tell the difference. You do have a set of binoculars with some PU leather strap. The binoculars do move up and down. A little bit shiny right there, but from the movie, just like the real thing. Then we have his double-barreled shotgun. This actually does pop open. The brake does break open. No other parts move, but that will pop open. And then you have these little shotgun shells here that you can put in there and then close it up. So super, super cool. Now let's get to the figure. And this is extremely awesome. So now we have the actual figure. Obviously, pull the plastic off. You want to straighten him up a little bit. Just because of shipping, he gets kind of wonky in transit. But you can see that they've done a lot of the gear correctly. Now, they've done this guy right here, which is his leg brace. This is plastic, and this does all move, which is super cool. They did the biker boots with the little chain on the back here, which is awesome. This is plastic. If you bought the newer version, so the new Mad Max, they had an actual metal version of this, which was super cool. We do have the built-in knee pad, and this is glued on, so you want to be careful with that. Then you do have the boot knife sheath, so that's where that knife will go. And then obviously you have leather pants, leather jacket, shoulder pad. The head sculpt is pretty good. I'm gonna say it's not the best I've seen, but it's good for what it is. And then obviously you have suntanned arms, which is cool. And then you do have the gloved hands with the fingers cut out right here, just like the real thing. His fingers, his fingers were cut out. His gloves had finger cuts on them to stick his fingers through. Obviously you have the battle damage. Now this right here, a wrench, this is just from the movie. And then this is a leather webbing strap and belt. This is plastic, the chain is metal. So you can see they had to cut some corners some places, but again, this is affordable compared to the actual custom ones that were made. And then you have a holster right here, and that would be for the shotgun. Okay. And then you do have this little pouch right here, and that would be for your hatchet, I think. Or this is for your hatchet. And you can see how they didn't get the shape quite right compared to the movie, but that right there is where that would sit. And again, if it's in the pouch, you don't know the difference. And then this right here, I believe, would go in here. So, love the shoulder pad. I love the leather bandana, or the red bandana. But I just love the Road Warrior, period. So great movie, great films. I grew up on those. I love Thunderdome. I loved all of them. So anything Mad Max related, I was really, really happy with. But yeah, all in all, you can see the Road Warrior, or Mad Max, and this is from, what did I say, Premier Toys. So if you can find one of these, snag it, because they're not going to last long, and I don't know if we have any left, but if we do, there's probably one left on the site. But fantastic figure. Would definitely love to have a 1/6 scale car in the display that I'm setting up. But super, super cool. If you like videos like this, you want to see more of them, and you would like to see more Mad Max figures or figures like this, make sure that you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook, and Instagram, and whatever else you can find on social media. And you'll be happy to know that you'll see more exclusive content like this guy.